the surprises are becoming one too many. Mr. Speaker, how can the finance minister in one breath repeal e-levy and reintroduce e-levy? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we went into conclave. The issues that he just raised as justification for running this bill through a certificate of urgency, it never came up. Mr. Speaker, will the Interior Minister, who was up challenging me, ask the Finance Minister to tell us under what rule he came under? Mr. Speaker, what is the precedent that is being set? Mr. Speaker, Hansa is watching. Hansa is taking notes. One day, it will come and hound them. If today they think they have no mess, they will bulldoze their way. So be it. Have your pleasure. But bear in mind that someday, what you are doing will come and haunt you. Mr. Speaker, with all the justification, what stopped him from engaging this side of the house? This morning, I must be honest that the majority leader whispered to me that something of urgent importance, of urgent value would come. Mr. Speaker, it is only important that we engage and you let us know. You come with your justification. You came here to present your budget. You presented your budget saying you are not going to introduce new taxes, new levies. Then you turn around, you say you are repealing e-levy. You are all over the place. Now you are bringing back e-levy. And then you say that the Ghanaian public will not feel it. Mr. Speaker, you repeal e-levy, reintroduce e-levy. That's what you are doing. What are you? This is the e-levy. You have introduced e-levy. Then you say that you run it through certificate of urgency. Mr. Speaker, the e-levy being introduced.
Honourable members, this is a house of record.
What is it?
Honourable members, this is a house of record. The bill introduced, which I have just referred, is Energy Sector Levies Bill.
E-levy.
So this is not electronic levy.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, allow the minority to have its say. You allowed the minister to speak. What is Energy Sector Levy? Short form e-levy, is it not it? The energy. What is energy? Is it not E? How do you spell energy? Is it not capital E? The short form of the law, the levy, is e-levy. You are reintroducing e-levy. That's what you are doing. Reintroducing e-levy. And you are going to tax Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, and you say on the certificate of urgency.
Yes, Honourable Minister for Interior.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think the minority leader should know that as one of the leaders in the house, he must learn to respect the rules of the house. The Speaker, the way the minority leader keeps hijacking the floor, he rises, he doesn't make reference to any rule, he speaks out of rules, he just speaks. It's absolutely wrong, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to refer the House to Order 160, under which this business that was just concluded was done. 160. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, a sponsor may submit a bill to Parliament without publication where the sponsor of the bill consider the bill to be of urgent nature. Mr. Speaker, the Speaker shall refer a bill to the appropriate committee for determination of the urgency or otherwise of the presentation and the first reading. Mr. Speaker, 3. Where the committee determines that the bill is of an urgent nature, the committee shall inform the House by a report. where it is determined by the appropriate committee of the House that a particular bill is of an urgent nature, the provision of Article 106(13) shall apply, and the bill may be taken through all the stages in one day. Mr. Speaker, this is where my worry is. After you have referred this to your committee, reading 160, it does not give any other member any window of opportunity to just get up and speak about what has been referred. You can only wait and go to your committee, make your argument at the committee. When the report comes, that's when you debate it. But Mr. Speaker, the way the minority leader is behaving, what he's simply doing is that he is turning the rules of this house upside down, and he gets up and speaks anytime he wishes. But Mr. Speaker, with a greater respect, we need to bring the minority leader to order for him to understand that no, this house is governed by rules, and he cannot be speaking out of rules and be behaving as if he's a small child who has lost his food and therefore is behaving anyhow. So Speaker, let's get him to act in order because he's completely out of order. Thank you, Mr.
An additional 1.2
billion
US to procure.
Yes, Majority Leader, you have the floor. Let's listen to the Majority Leader. I am giving the floor to the Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Majority Leader, you have the floor. Honorable Member, I can send you out of the house. You cannot sit down and be making noise. You are making noise. Yes, Majority Leader, you have the floor.
I think the bill has been referred to the committee. I just think that for the records, what is before us is not the e-levy. What is before us is the Energy Sector Levy Amendment Bill. And basically, it is saying that Ghanaians should give one Ghana cedi each when they buy a liter of fuel so that we can end doomsday. That's all. One cedis. All of us should contribute 1 cedis. Just 1 cedi per, so that we can end doomsday. 1 cedi. Each of us, when we buy fuel, 1 liter. 1 cedi. And Mr. Speaker, it is not e-levy. It's not e-levy. That is what it is. The matter has been referred to the committee. Let's all hold on. The committee will present the report to us, and when we consider the report, we can debate all these matters. We can debate the agency, we can debate the levy itself. So please, let's hold our fire and then continue with the other businesses while the committee sits. Mr. Speaker, so I plead with you to we'll go back to the questions. Let's go back to the questions. Mr. Speaker, I think the leadership of Energy Committee should join the Finance Committee.
Well, honorable members, with all due respect, we don't debate bills at its introduction. It is at second reading that we debate the principles underpinning the bill. So what are we doing? A bill is just being introduced, and at the point of introduction, we don't debate. You refer the bill to a committee. It is at second reading that we debate. Honorable Minority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I believe that each one of us here has a right to express a view. Mr. Speaker, one of the things we can all do to bring peace to this house is when we patiently hear one another. I got up and you recognized me, and it was not for me to say I want to debate it. Mr. Speaker, I expressed a concern. And the concern was because we always meet at conclave. Whatever we do in this house, there's always a pre-sitting discussion. The issue never came up. I only saw an order paper addendum being sprung as a surprise on us. It was a reason why I got up. Mr. Speaker, now, for Honorable Muntaka Mubarak,
Honorable Minority Leader, you would have been justified if you said exactly that. But you went further to say they are introducing e-levy.
Mr. Speaker, may I finish? Mr. Speaker, you heard him in silence. Please hear me too. Mr. Speaker, for the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, who I so much respect, to be on his feet, to use certain words the way he did. Mr. Speaker, I thought that Honorable Mahama Yarga, getting up, would use the opportunity to address it, because, Mr. Speaker, he has been in leadership before. I will not want any of my colleagues here to be disrespectful to you. Never. We're here to debate. All I was saying was that the matter did not come up at precedent. The majority leader whispered to me that the finance minister will bring up something. The energy minister had whispered to me that we would engage. All I was trying to draw the attention of the house to was that we were not pre-informed. For you to get up and to attack my person, that anytime I get up, I don't just get up to speak, I get recognition before. And if you, Muntaka Mubarak, who I so much respect, today you are Interior Minister, you want to hijack the leadership and then attack me? No, please, colleagues, all of you at the back bench know, one of the things I don't do is to disrespect you. Please, let's put all things aside, please, with respect. We are colleagues. If I raise the issue and you don't agree, get up and respond. I have been in that black seat before. I don't disrespect colleagues, and I am surprised. Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, those days in the 6th and 7th Parliament, he was always concerned about the way Honorable Chairman Sabonsu. I can refer him to answer how Honorable Chairman Sabonsu use certain words to describe certain matters, and he would always protest. I expect you not to be the one to be attacking me. I expect you not to be the one to be using certain words, and then when you get up you say you will withdraw. If you decide not to withdraw, I can force you, and I will plead with Speaker to get you to withdraw. Let Hansa have the record of what you have just done. And Honorable Ayeriga, we have just started. It's my job to also protect you from this side. If today a colleague of yours sees an opportunity to attack me merely because I'm raising a genuine concern, when the matter did not come up at leadership discussion, and Speaker allowed him to speak all out, and you think that it is not proper for him to do the needful, I'm not worried. As a minority leader, I expect more of such attacks, and more will come. It is a price I will pay for being a minority leader. If the intolerance level has said that, I will be attacked by no less a person than the Interior Minister, who I so much respect. Mr. Speaker, I leave him and all his words to posterity.
Honourable members, we will make progress. The statement that behaving like a small child is ordered to be expunged from the record. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I think we will go back to the questions. The ministers have been sitting here since morning, so let's take the questions. Let's take the questions, Mr. Speaker.
Very well.
Let's take the questions.
So the initial application was to take question number D. standing in the name of Mr. Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu,
We'll do
honorable
statements.
member
We'll do
for
statements.
Madina.
We'll do statements. We'll do statements. We will do statements. We'll do statements. We'll do statements.
We will come back to statement. I have various statements. We will come back to statements.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader, Mr. Speaker, the majority leader made an application. Majority leader on my feet. Majority leader made an application that you should add the leadership of the energy committee to the finance committee to look at the. So, yes.
Honourable members, is that the sense of the House that the leadership of the energy committee should join the finance committee? Yes, majority leader. Is that the sense of the House?
Yes, we ask the leadership of energy committee to join finance.
The leadership of the energy committee is hereby requested to join the finance committee for the consideration of the bill just introduced and report. Yes, the initial application was to take the question number D in the name of Honorable Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu. The Interior Minister is in the House to respond to the question. C. Very well. Very well. We have to take question number C. Standing in the name of Osahin Alexander Kwamina Afanyo Maki, Member of Parliament for Efutu and the Minority Leader. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I think that the practice of the House has always been for every member to rise in his place and ask questions. That is the practice of this House. There's no rule that says that a leader should walk to the dispatch box to ask questions. Mr. Speaker, that cannot be accepted. That cannot be accepted. If we have to make special statements, you can grant us the leave.
Honourable member, you may ask the question standing from your place.
Mr. Speaker, I would want to respond to this. If you will not grant it, so be it. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, I will not allow certain precedent to be set. What is the purpose of this dispatch board? Clerk took the House. Advice, Speaker, this dispatch board is for us. It's for us. This sign is for us. We can choose to let any member use our dispatch box. What is happening here? Is it for the majority to determine, Mr. Speaker? No way. If they don't want to answer the question, so be it.
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, the rule is very clear that a member rise in his place to speak. The dispatch box is really for the ministers, but when leaders are going to make special statements, then they can make the statement using the dispatch box, not when they are to ask questions. Now, members, the rule is very clear. So let's follow the rules and operate within the ambit of the rules. Unless I am shown the order under which a leader is supposed to ask questions from the dispatch box. Unless you point at the order for me.
Mr. Speaker, is there any provision, is there any order that says that the minority leader must come into the dispatch box for a special statement? Which order says so? Which order says so? Tell us which order. Mr. Speaker, let us stop what we are doing. Let us stop what you are doing. One day, it will come and hunt somebody. This dispatch box is for the minority. They have theirs.
Honorable Minority Leader, if you won't take your chance to ask the question, may I move to another question?
Mr. Speaker, if it is your pleasure
Minister
to allow him to do
responsible
so,
for
be
Interior, you
and
may now
protest
take a
Nando's.
question from Honorable Xavier Kojo Sosu. Honorable Xavier, you have the floor. Please go to your place and ask the question. Speak from your place.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Interior the measures being taken to ensure comprehensive prison reforms to guarantee rights of prisoners.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Prison Service, besides securing prisoners in custody in terms of safety and security, also provide a conducive opportunity for their reformation and rehabilitation. Mr. Speaker, the service is executing this mandate. In executing this mandate, Mr. Speaker, is guided by the vision of building a world-class service to attain sustainable public safety through excellence in corrections management. Over the years, Mr. Speaker, the service has achieved many milestones, including improved human resource base, enhanced collaboration with stakeholders, improved health care for officers and inmates, as well as improved rehabilitation and reformation programs for inmates. Whilst these achievements are remarkable and worth celebrating, there is still more to be done to bring the service at par with international best practices, to ensure that the socio-economic rights of the population, especially the less privileged, including the incarcerated, are met, and to further consolidate and sustain the gains Ghana has made regarding international human rights promotion agenda. Equal and adequate attention is being given to prison inmates across the entire country. Right Honorable Speaker, to enhance the safety and security of the prisons, many measures have been taken by the Ghana Prisons Administration. These include: 1. Enhanced classification of prisoners. Prisoners upon admission are classified based on their criminal history to avoid contamination of other inmates who have low criminological tendencies, and for purposes of effective rehabilitation and placement to address their needs, capacity and disposition. The service, Mr. Speaker, with support from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, has developed a customized classification tool in line with the UN standard minimum rules for treatment of prisoners. 2, Mr. Speaker, enhanced guidance, counseling and moral education where the chaplaincy and counseling units have been revamped in all prisons to assist inmates to overcome their social and psychological challenges. More professionals such as psychologists, chaplains, imams, and counselors have been employed to offer moral guidance to inmates and to reshape their conscience towards change in behavior and reintegration. 3, Mr. Speaker, delivery of health care to inmates and the entire prison community, which is done by collaboration with faith-based organizations, NGOs and CSOs, international development partners, and private sector. This has led to increased enrollment of inmates on the National Health Insurance Scheme, resulting in improved access to the health care by inmates. reduce cost of treatment and management of inmates with chronic diseases, and reduce mortalities among inmates. Mr. Speaker, in addition to improve healthcare to the inmates, the Prisons Administration is upgrading some infirmaries to various levels of healthcare facilities, including 1 hospital, 1 clinic, and 6 health centers in prisons such as in Sawam, Ankafo, Kumasi, Sunyani, and Koforidua. Mr. Speaker, food is a key determinant of prison security. Research has shown that hungry inmates are more likely to cause riot, break jail, and find it difficult to participate in reformation and rehabilitation programs. The prison service intends to embark on agricultural activities to provide food to inmates in very difficult times when food contractors withdraw supply due to delayed payment of food bills. Currently, Mr. Speaker, about 40% of prison ration is obtained through prison agriculture. In addition to pipe-borne water in the prison, the service has taken steps to enhance access to potable water and sanitation, including the drilling of mechanized boreholes, installation of polytanks and water reservoirs, improved sanitary conditions through effective management of solid and liquid waste to prevent outbreaks of diseases, and regular fumigation of the prison facilities. Mr. Speaker, the Prison Administration, being mindful of the importance of education of prison inmates towards achieving the objective of reformation, rehabilitation, and reintegration, goes all out to ensure that inmates have access to education in all forms. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Member for Madina, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, my supplementary question relates to our recent visit to the prison where we had inmates who had just completed school and some even graduating with first class, showing the rehabilitation.
Please ask supplementary question. If you don't have any supplementary question, kindly resume your seat.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the information provided by the Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, I think we have no further supplementary question for the Minister. And Honourable Minister, yes, Honourable Minority Leader, will you ask your urgent question? No, you rise at your place to ask the urgent question.
Mr. Speaker, I don't intend to debate you. I am opposed to the application from my colleagues for a simple reason that we have 2 dispatch boxes. One for the majority, one for the minority. In leadership, Mr. Speaker, I will not encourage a president that one day will come and haunt us. We, the 5 of us, at any point, if we want to use, or any of our members with the leave of leadership and with the indulgence of Speaker want to use the dispatch box, this side is for us. Now, for a member to say that there is an express provision in the standing orders, so a leader, if he chooses to be in the dispatch box to ask his question, he cannot, and he's being stopped. Mr. Speaker, I will not challenge you. I want everything to be for the record. I won't challenge you. I would protest and sit down. I won't challenge you because this is strange. This is our dispatch box. This is ours. What are we doing to our democracy because somebody has overwhelming numbers? No problem, Mr. Speaker. If you accede to them, I will sit down. No problem. But it is sad. Let's be careful what we are doing to ourselves. This is our dispatch box.
You are to rise and ask your question. Would you ask the question?
Mr. Speaker, with respect, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, with respect, I rise to ask the Minister of Interior the circumstances surrounding the raid on the residence of the former governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, by 20 heavily armed operatives led by Richard Jakpa, Director of Special Operations at the National Security Secretariat, on the morning of Wednesday, 19 March 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister. Your response to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the 19th of March 2025, a joint operational team comprising personnel from the National Security Secretariat and law enforcement agencies conducted an intelligence-driven search operations at the residence of the former governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. Mr. Speaker, prior to the execution of the aforementioned operation, an ex-parte application for a search and arrest warrant was duly filed before the High Court of Justice, Accra, on 12th of March 2025, which was subsequently in accordance with established legal procedure. The search operation was in no doubt conducted with strict adherence to due process and in full compliance with the applicable laws of the state, and was meticulously done in the presence of the former government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. I choose where I would want to be. These are ours. Mr. Speaker, these are our bona fides. You can't interfere with it. Any member can come here. It is ours. Yours is there. Yes, that is yours. This is ours.
You see, Honourable Minority Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
with all due respect, if your members get up to come to the dispatch box and speak, and you are saying that this is for you, so every member can come here and speak, is that the practice? Is that the rule? So what difference does it make if you ask your question from the dispatch box and you rise to ask a supplementary question from your place? Our members.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Interior Minister tells us in his answer that the warrant allowing them to search was properly procured. Would he be kind enough to tell this House the purpose for which the search was conducted?
The purpose for which the search was conducted?
Mr. Speaker, it was to aid an existing investigation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the minister can choose to be evasive. That is his own matter. How can you be general?
Honourable Minority Leader, you don't dictate the answer that the minister is supposed to give to your question. So where lies the case that the minister can choose to be evasive?
Mr. Speaker, he is my former friend, and he knows. He's a former friend. Mr. Speaker, if he says that there was an application to the court, what it presupposes is that there was an affidavit accompanying. Mr. Speaker, you see the Attorney General.
Honourable Member, he has provided the answer. Do you have any further supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, what he is saying is that there was an investigation and they deposed to an affidavit. An investigation is not at large. There must be a reason, a particular reason for which you go to a man's house to search. Are you aware? Are you aware that when the officers got to Dr. Addison's house, they said they were looking for cash? Are you aware?
Honorable member, that cannot be a supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, is the minister aware that upon entering the premises of Dr. Addison, the officers did not comply with the terms of the search warrant? And if he's unaware, would he be surprised?
Honorable member, the officer has never said anything about complying with the warrant terms or not. Supplementary questions must flow from the answer given by the minister.
Mr. Speaker, the minister said, the officers who executed the search warrant complied. These were his words. He said they complied. Mr. Speaker, he said they complied. They did so in accordance with law.
I have heard they went with a warrant.
Mr. Speaker, he has his answer. Can he share it with you? Because he said they complied. And I'm saying, would he be surprised to hear that they did not indeed comply with the terms of the order as he is telling this house?
So, yes, Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, our standing orders are very clear on questions that can be admitted, and that includes supplementary questions. A question shall not, Order 86, a question shall not, F, solicit the expression of an opinion or the solution of an abstract legal case or a hypothetical proposition. Hypothetical proposition. Soliciting opinions. All the questions that he's been asking are soliciting opinions, raising hypothetical questions, making charges that he cannot substantiate. Mr. Speaker, before you ask questions, make sure your facts are well known to you and that you can substantiate the facts. If we ask you to substantiate any charge that the officers went beyond the terms of their warrant, will you be able to substantiate it here? Please, let's follow the rules when we are asking questions. They are very clear. They are very, very clear. Let's read the rules and let's act according to the rules. It will make life easy. But when you try to go outside the rules and we try to stop you, then you start complaining that you are being gagged as a minority.
I just want to add order 89.
89? Yes.
89 one said, as soon as a question is answered, any member, beginning with the member who asks the question, may without notice ask supplementary question for further clarification of any matter or fact on the answer. But the supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question. So let's operate within the rules.
Mr. Speaker, the minister tells us in his answer that these 20 heavily armed operatives, led by Mr. Richard Jakpa, Director of Special Operations at the National Security Secretariat, who on the morning of Wednesday, 19th of March 2025, searched the premises of Dr. Addison, the former governor, did so within the law. Mr. Speaker, in view of the public complaint, the complaint that came out of Dr. Addison regarding the mode of the search, would the minister take steps to address this. Mr. Speaker, will the other colleagues allow the minister to pay attention to the question? Instead of becoming coaches, they say they don't want hypothetical questions. This is not hypothetical. Will the minister focus? Will the minister focus? Now, Afenyo-Marke asked one question, many coaches. Let me deal with the minister, he's capable. Mr. Speaker, doesn't matter. Mr. Speaker, in view of the complaint from Dr. Addison regarding the manner of the search, the public outcry as a result of the entering of his premises at dawn, banging of doors, forcefully opening his door. Mr. Speaker, would the minister take these public concerns on board in future operations? Would he take it on board in future operations?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so far as I'm concerned, I have neither received a complaint from Dr. Addison or any member of the public about the operation that was carried on the said day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, it is very rich. It is very rich.
Honorable Leader, be reminded of Order 89 too.
Very well, sure. Mr. Speaker, I'm concluded. I don't have anything more apart from the last thing that I'm going to do. Mr. Speaker, it is very rich that the minister is telling this house that he is not head of any public outcry regarding this action by the national security operatives. Be that the case, would he want to reach out to Dr. Addison to follow up on the excesses of the action of the national security operatives? Would he follow up?
Honorable members, question overruled. Yes, honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister, I would want to confirm from you, and maybe for purposes of education, you indicated to us that the national security secured a search warrant. May you educate me the scope of the search warrant, if it is inclusive of searching fridges of persons, if it is inclusive of searching fridges of persons. I want to understand the scope of such a search. Thank you.
Your question is whether or not the search warrant includes searching what? But if you are a lawyer, you've seen a search warrant before. Does the search warrant specify that you search the pocket or what?
Mr. Speaker, I think this is unfair. Mr. Speaker, it's a direct question that is addressed to the minister. I want to understand the scope, the particular search warrant that he got. Is it inclusive of these searching fridges of persons? That is the question I'm asking. So you should just let me know that maybe refrigerators.
That is why you see, Honorable Asafwa, if this question were to be coming from a non-lawyer, but you have seen a copy of a search warrant before. If a warrant is issued to search your house, the warrant will not specify whether they should search pocket of all your searches, your pocket, your fridge, your kitchen, or is that the content of the warrant? Please, if you have another question, ask. Honourable members, I think that we have ended the urgent question for the Minister for Interior. However, once the Minister for Interior is here, we have other 3 questions. Should we exhaust the Minister for Interior to go, or we have to exhaust the urgent questions before we again bring the Minister responsible for Interior? Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, both urgent questions and questions scheduled for today are the same. They are all meant for being asked today and answered today. So since he's already sitting there, I think that he can just answer the rest of the questions.
Very well, then we then move to question number 87, standing in the name of Honorable Frank Anodombre, Member of Parliament for Nsaung Madwajiri. Please, you have the floor.
Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for the Interior what plans the ministry has to decongest prisons in the country, particularly the Nsaung medium security prison, which is posing health and safety threats to prisoners and officers of the prison service. I thank you.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as part of measures being taken to decongest the various prisons throughout the country and the Nsaung medium prison facility in particular, the Ghana Prison Administration has adopted initiatives such as 1. Routine transfer of prisoners to camp prisons, which allows the prisons service as part of its security measures to routinely transfer low-risk prisoners from walled prisons to open camp prison for purposes of decongestion. 2. Mr. Speaker, the Justice for All program, which is another intervention to decongest the prison by allowing the court to sit in the prison to try inmates who have been on pre-trial detention for a long period. Some inmates have been able to regain their freedom through this program, and others convicted. Unfortunately, the program comes with its own sustainability challenges, usually budgetary, making it difficult to be executed at scheduled periods across the country to ease the congestion. I have written to the Acting Chief Justice to consider the vacation period as a planned period annually for consideration of the Justice for All program. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of the parole regulation in accordance with Article 2088 and 3 of the 1992 Constitution, the Prison Service Parole Regulations 2024 was formally laid in Parliament on the 15th of October 2024, but failed to meet the 21 statutory sitting days. Mr. Speaker, the draft regulation, upon review by the Ministry, will be relayed in Parliament. The introduction of the parole system is expected to improve the overcrowding situation and related challenges. It is projected that about 4,000 inmates may be released on parole annually when considered by this August House. Mr. Speaker, the completion of an 800 capacity remand prison at Nsaung, which commenced in 2016, is currently 60% completed. Upon completion, all remand prisoners at Nsaung Medium Security Prison will be transferred there to free up space. Mr. Speaker, the Church of Pentecost is currently constructing 2 camp prisons at their own expense for the prison service at the Damango and Obuasi. Both prisons will have the capacity of about 360. The Damango camp prison is almost completed with final works currently ongoing and is expected to be completed before the end of the year, while the Obuasi camp prison is about 60% complete. Mr. Speaker, the completion of these camp prisons will allow for the transfer of low-risk prisoners from the medium and central and other world local prisons. Mr. Speaker, permit me, even though this is not in the hands, to mention that I want to take this opportunity to thank the Pentecost Church for building 5 prisons. These 2 that I've mentioned inclusive, they have built 5 prison camps to support the prison services. Community Sentencing Bill. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of the Community Services Sentencing Bill facilitated by the Ministry of the Interior and the Ghana Prison Service, which aims at introducing an alternative to traditional custodian sentencing and allow court to impose sentences that involve community service or other non-incarceration measures for minor offences, unfortunately could not be passed by the 8th Parliament. Its passage will accelerate the drive to decongest the targeted prisons. Mr. Speaker, as the service continues to grapple with the threats of health of officers and inmates, the Ministry of the Interior in the long term is considering the establishment of the purpose-built hospital for the prisons community at Nsawam and conversion of all infirmaries in the prisons to clinics and polyclinics. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any follow-up?
Yes, indeed, Speaker. Honorable Minister, as part of your answers, you had observed that the Justice for All program is one of the outlets you intend to use in decongesting our prisons. I know that the POS Foundation, an NGO that was providing the liquidity for the Justice for All program. However, the program has stalled because of funding. Government played a role in providing the framework, which largely was helping in dealing with cases involving the inmate. Now, as a Minister for Interior, do you have any, or has government got any plans to provide some counterpart funding? Because in the first place, it's supposed to be a core responsibility of government, and an NGO is coming in to help. Now the program is stalling because of funding. I want to know if it's a matter you intend to pick up to ensure that we can raise some revenue to help in the continuation of this Justice for All program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, because of the importance of this, and let me take this opportunity to thank all the NGOs in the past that have supported this Justice for All program. When I was writing to the Acting Chief Justice, I requested that we are giving the budget or the funding that is required. So that, Mr. Speaker, we intend to solicit support from other non-governmental organizations and our development partners. But most importantly, my intention is to make sure that it's part of our annual budget, so that we budget for it and make sure that we fund it, even if not fully. We provide a counterpart funding so that we make sure that this is sustainable and not just abrupt the way it's currently happening. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further supplementary?
Yes, Speaker.
You have the floor.
Speaker, if I may refer to the Minister's answers, the last paragraph. It says, the Speaker, as the service continues to grapple with the threats of health of officers and inmates, the Ministry of the Interior, in the long term, emphasis mine, long term, is considering the establishment of a purpose-built hospital for the prisons community at Nsawam and conversion of infirmaries in the prisons to clinics and polyclinics. My question, the Honorable Minister, is the conversion to clinics and polyclinics is in the long term. My investigation tells me there is lack of adequate medication at all the infirmaries. So I conceive as a good plan a conversion of the infirmaries to clinics and polyclinics. But in the meantime, what is the consideration to get these infirmaries equipped with up-to-date drugs to deliver on the health needs of the inmates, of my inmates at the Nsawam medium prisons? Minister, I'm not sure. You get that question.
Is it not the case that your question is on the measures to decongest the prisons?
Speaker, my question.
So why are you questioning on medication?
I have not departed. The follow-up is right, and I'm referencing his own answers. Speaker, I have not departed from
which paragraph?
I quoted the last paragraph. That's on page 14 of the other paper, the last paragraph. And it referenced the conversion of the infirmaries to clinics and polyclinics. And preceding that sentence is the fact that that is ascribed as a long-term measure. And I'm saying that investigation reveals that the infirmaries don't have enough medication. So as a temporary measure, what will the minister do to stop the infirmaries while we wait for the conversion? Because that's a valid question.
Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in fact, the long term is in reference to the hospital, the building of the purposeful hospital. But the other infirmaries, we've already converted many already. In Nsawam, in Kumasi, and many others. And like I answered the earlier question, which is different from yours, was to accredit them with the National Health Insurance Scheme, so that when they visit those clinics and polyclinics within the facility, we are reimbursed by the Health Insurance Scheme to enable us to continue making sure that we start our medication. So that's currently what we are doing. But the long term is in reference to the hospital, to build a purposeful hospital. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, last supplementary question.
Speaker, the minister has also observed that there's, as part of measures to decongest the prison, there is a need for a completion of the 800 capacity remand prison at Nsawam. Yes, I have been to the site, see the construction ongoing. Can the minister apprise the House the source of funding for this project, and also if it is the case that it has been budgeted for and it will see the light of day where it will be completed duly?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it was being funded under GOG, by information. And Mr. Speaker, this was started earlier than 2016, and unfortunately it has stalled since 2017. And for almost 8 years, it's been left just as it was. We left it in January 2017. But I can assure my colleague that it is something that we are prioritizing. And already we've visited the place, we've tried to take the new the new quantities and what it will take to get it completed. We are hopeful that in the 2026 budget, we'll make provision for it and ensure that we get it completed. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Honourable Minister with regards to his response in paragraph 5 on the completion of the two camp prisons at Damangu and Obuasi. Though this construction is being done by the Pentecost Church, there is also a contributory responsibility of government to provide accommodation for prison officers in and around those camps. Else, it will be difficult for the prisoners to be checked whilst in occupation. I want to find out from the Honourable Minister what steps government have taken in connection with this to ensure that construction for those accommodations are done so that we can also send the prisoners there to ease the decongestion. Thank you very much, Right Honourable.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, yes, it's rightly correct that the prison camps alone will not be sufficient to be able to put inmates there because you need the prison officers to also be around. But usually what currently is happening is that these are sited close to communities. So the officers are able to rent not far away from the prisons. And as you may know, that in the prison service, you always have officers 24/7 that run in shift. So the only concern is that they shouldn't be too far away from the camp so that when it is time for changeover, there's delay and what have you. But we are putting up a master plan to see what we can do to bring out accommodation. And in the case of the Namango, the prison service has already come up with a drawing of some number of officers' accommodation that needs to be constructed. It is our hope that we may be able to include them in our 2026 budget for construction. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable members, we then move to question number 88, standing in the name of Dr. Kinsidi Ajimai. Wasaf, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I seek to ask the Minister for Interior, once the ministry has the completion of the National Fire Service College at Chebia in the Bokwa South.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the construction of the Ghana National Fire Service College at the Chebi Aquarium in the Ebuakwa South constituency was located in two phases. Phase 1 of the project, which consists of the following facilities, is 95% completed. That is administration block, classroom block, male hostel, female hostel, kitchen hall, parade grounds. The phase 2 consists of the following facilities, which the ministry plans to include in the 2026 budget for construction to commence. A, senior and junior staff accommodation, commercial center, swimming pool, football field, senior, junior staff mess, external works, church and assembly hall, mosques, smoke chambers, and post tower. The Speaker, it is my prayer that this project will be completed on time to enable the Ghana National Fire Service enhance capacity of its officers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member, do you have a supplementary question?
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. As the project was phased, will commissioning also be in phases?
No, I don't understand the question.
The project was in two phases. Phase 1 is 95% completed. I'm asking, after completion, will phase 1 be commissioned before moving to phase 2?
Well, would the phase completed be commissioned before you go to phase 2, leading to the completion of the entire project?
Right, Mr. Speaker, my colleague will notice that even at 95%, we are already using the facility because of the dire need for it. So he can be rest assured that once we complete the phase 1, we'll commission it and then we'll continue with the phase 2. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further supplementary?
Thank you very much. That will be all.
Very well. Honourable members, that brings us to the end of questions slated for today for the Minister responsible for Interior. With one question. I think question number 124. Standing in the name of Nana Apao Kwame Adofrimpong.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Interior the steps his ministry is taking to avoid imminent clashes between farmers and migrant herdsmen in the Buapa North municipality?
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, at the beginning of the 2025, farmers mostly from Ukuruntumi reported to the New Tafo police that the migrant herdsmen were destroying their farm. A meeting was subsequently organized by the Municipal Security Council, MUSEC, with executives of both parties to find a way to avoid clashes between them. The meeting agreed that the migrant herdsmen should leave Ebuakwa North jurisdiction within a week, which the herdsmen did not comply with. On 25th of January 2025, the MUSEC, in collaboration with the Ghana Police, undertook an operation to drive away the herdsmen. After the operation, some of the herdsmen were still found to be in the jurisdiction. Mr. Speaker, on 30th January 2025, the MUSEC again met with the farmers and the remaining migrant herdsmen where it was agreed that the herdsmen leave or face arrest and prosecution. There have since not been any complaint from the farmers. Mr. Speaker, it must, however, be stated that there are indigenous cattle farmers within the Ebuakwa North who control the grazing of their cattle, which do not cause destruction to farms of the local farmers as compared to the migrant herdsmen. The police intelligence is, however, monitoring the situation to avoid potential tension between the migrant herdsmen and the farmers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any supplementary question?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Minister, as we speak, the herdsmen are still there. So can you give us timelines as to when we can move all of them out of the municipality? Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, in my answer, I indicated that the migrant herdsmen were all flushed out. But you have people like you and I who have our own cattle, and we regulate the way they graze, and they graze within a limited area. For those ones, they are running their business and they are Ghanaians like you and I, and we ensure that they do not normally cause harm to other farmers because they coexist peacefully. Where the challenge is with the migrant herdsmen, and so far as the information to me indicates that all those who were there were made to leave. Unless if my colleague have any contrary view, he can let me know and I'll follow it up. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Honourable Minister, it's not a view, it's a fact. That as I speak to you now, they are still there in huge numbers. I mean the migrant herdsmen. So we will plead with you to engage MUSEC to have a second look at the matter and make sure they clear them from the ministry.
Honourable Member, the Minister indicated that since then he has not received any complaint. So if there is any issue like that, then you need to complain to the Minister. If the issue is still persisting, then you complain to the Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it is for that reason that I asked this very question. The issue is still there.
Mr. Speaker, I can give my colleague the assurance that I'll follow up, and if there's anything that we can do together, why not? We can team up and ensure that we get the migrant herdsmen out of the place so that they do not destroy innocent people's farm. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Minister, for the opportunity.
Honourable Member, that brings us to the end of questions for the Minister responsible for Interior. Honourable Minister, on behalf of the House, we thank you very much for attending upon the House and providing answers to the questions. You are discharged. Yes, Majority Leader. We have other questions standing in the name of Minister responsible for Education and
Yes,
Gender.
so let's take education questions.
Very well. Members, let's start with the urgent question for Minister responsible for Education. He's standing in the name of Mr. Alfred Roko Vanderpoy, Member of Parliament for Ablekuma South. Honourable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have permission from Honourable Alfred Okwe Vanderpool.
Well, if you don't have his authority, it is permission, then you are not allowed to ask the question.
Mr. Speaker, I have his authority to ask this question.
Very well.
On his behalf.
Very well.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister of Education when the Get Fund project 2-story 12 classroom block at the Mamprobi Sempe compound started in 2015 will be completed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you very much for the opportunity to respond to the question by the Honorable Alfred Oko Vanderpool on the state of the 2-story 12 classroom block at the Mamprobi Sempe compound. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Education Trust Fund was established in the year 2000 by the Ghana Education Trust Fund Act 581. The fund existed to provide funding to supplement government efforts in providing educational infrastructure and facilities in Ghana from pre-tertiary to tertiary level. Mr. Speaker, there are several uncompleted Get Fund projects across the country. A regrettable development which does not sit with Article 35(7) of the 1992 Constitution, which requires that as much as practicable, succeeding government will continue projects and programs initiated by the previous government. That was not the case, Mr. Speaker, in 2017. And additionally, when Get Fund was further capped by the previous administration, resulted in a number of these projects being abandoned. Mr. Speaker, the President is rolling out the Big Push initiative for infrastructure. The Ministry of Education is making a strong case for some additional resources to support the completion of some of these projects. The Get Fund is currently undertaking an audit of the project. But Mr. Speaker, I must state, and I believe the member will appreciate it, for many of these projects, the contractors have no appetite or motivation to continue. At the time that the contract was awarded in 2015, the cost and value of cement, sand, or other building materials is not as it is today. It is both in the interest of government and the contractor that we evaluate and do an assessment of cost variation in order to support the contractor to continue to be at site. The Mamprobi Sempe 1 and 2 schools are located in the Ablekuma South Municipality of the Greater Accra Region. Sempe, it has a student population of 269, while Sempe has a student population of 90, making a total of 359 people. The construction of the 2-story unit classroom block at Mamprobi Sempe compound was awarded to Measures Summer Plumbing and Construction Limited at a contract sum of 3.3 million in 2012. Mr. Speaker, certainly 3.3 million today cannot complete that project. The project is being supervised by Measures Amalgamated Design. Works on the project stands at 70% complete, with a contractor currently on site working to complete the project. We will monitor the progress of work and ensure the project is completed. And Mr. Speaker, we have taken a decision to complete a number of Get Fund projects this year. The rest will be budgeted for in the 2026 formula of the Get Fund. I thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member, any follow-up? Thank you very much. Then we'll then proceed to question number 80. Standing in the name of
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Ernest Yao Enim Kumeu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Education when work on the stalled Pastoral STEM School and Kumeu Anglican Model School projects will resume.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the Pastoral STEM School and St. Peter's Anglican Model School are located in the Secretary Kumau district of the Ashanti region. In line with the mandate of the Ghana Education Trust Fund, the fund is supporting the implementation of the STEM school and other projects in the district. These projects are at various stages of completion, and the ministry is working with Get Fund to ensure their completion and successful operation
and functioning. There are two projects currently ongoing at Bestro STEM School. They are the construction of the 12-unit classroom block and 6-seater toilet facility. The project was awarded to Messrs. Paul Amentim Limited at a contract of 3.2 million in December 2023 and are being supervised by Compro Limited. The classroom block is at the first floor slab cast stage and the toilet facility is at the lintel level. Payment made to get funds so far stands at 645,000, Mr. Speaker. So we support their contractor to complete it. But as I said, the cost variation doesn't provide motivation for many of the contractors as they fear working at a loss. Thank you.
Yes, honourable member, the supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the minister's response, I think he touched more on the Bestro project, but then I did not hear more on the Kumawu Anglican. But then, what I want to find out from the minister is that these two contractors have left site for almost 5 months now, and I would want some assurance from minister as to what timelines we should expect these two contractors back on site.
Yes, honourable minister, any timeline?
Mr. Speaker, I've invited the administrator of the GET Fund to come and we'll do an assessment and see what funds is available in his coffers. In fact, this morning I had to ask him to direct funds which was available to pay for WASI, the West African Certificate Examination, which is of urgent consideration in order that they are preparing for exams. And then to assure my colleague that we will do everything possible per budget. With St. Peter's Anglican Modern School, the construction of the number 2 12-unit classroom block and 6-seater toilet facility, the projects were awarded to Messrs. Intermove Company Limited in August 2024 at a contract sum of 4.1 million Ghana cedis and is being supervised by Compro Limited. The classroom block is at oversized concrete cast level and payment made so far by GET Fund is at 845,000. The honourable member for Kumawu, be assured that we'll do everything possible to get it completed. Thank you.
Honourable Jerry Ahmed, this is a constituency specific question. The member is asking a supplementary question and has not exhausted his 3 supplementary questions. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to thank the minister for his assurance that he would work to ensure that these 2 projects are completed. This project is very dear to the hearts of the people of Kumawu, and I'm confident in the venerable minister, and I'm sure we'll be able to work together to ensure these projects are completed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This being a constituency specific question, I proceed to take question number 81. Standing in the name of Mr. Alasan Suleimana, honourable member for Yo-Yo.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister of Education whether the ministry has plans to urgently complete the abandoned E-block in Nangmangu in the Yunyu constituency, and when the ministry would provide necessary infrastructure for Nanswan Senior High School, Yunyu Senior High School, including dining hall, kitchen, and dormitories. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. The honourable member for Yonyo, one of the deprived communities in the Northeast region, certainly deserve more education infrastructure, including senior high school. The intention was to increase access to senior secondary education across the country. That is why the E-Block project was initiated under the Community Day Senior High School. Mr. Speaker, the construction of the E-Block at Namong was awarded to Messrs. Usuya Limited at a contract sum of 6.8 million Ghana cedis. The project is being supervised by Measures Architectural Engineering Services Limited, the AESL. Payment made at GET Fund stands at 3.4 million Ghana cedis. The E-block is at the second floor slab cast stage. The ministry is working with GET Fund and the Ghana Education Service to ensure the completion and operationalization of the E-block to serve its intended purpose. So, Honorable Member, I'm sure Mr. Speaker doesn't know your other name. Honorable Jobless will do this for the people of UNU. The E-block Naswan Senior High School is a mixed-sex school located in the UNU Naswan district of the Northeast region. The school was absorbed into the public school system in November 2023. The school has a total student enrollment of 184, of which 145 are boarders and 39 are day students. To meet the infrastructure challenge of the school, the Ghana National Gas Company Limited constructed a one-story 12-unit classroom block as part of their corporate social responsibility with a staff common room. However, given the infrastructure challenge, the provision of the company was not sufficient. The minister acknowledges the need for infrastructure improvement, which include providing the school with a dining hall, kitchen, and dormitory. I'm working with GET Fund and will prioritize it into our 2026 budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My follow-up question have to do with our teachers. UNU constituency is one of the deprived districts. And you realize that you go to a school which has class 1 to 6, and you only have one teacher or two teachers. And it's worrying. And sometimes when you post new teachers there, because the area is very deprived, they are not happy to stay. So I don't know, with the resetting agenda.
Honourable member, your question was on school infrastructure, not on teachers. You are talking about dining hall, kitchen, and dormitory.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I
So
thank the
be
Minister
guided
of
by
Education.
standing
And
order
I believe-
89.
I thank the Minister of Education, and I hope that he would respond to our needs as he said. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Question number 82. Standing in the name of Honorable Damata Ama Apianima Salam, Ifija Kwabre, South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister of Education what steps the ministry is taking to complete the construction of Amponsem Senior High School, which has been abandoned for some time at Egretia.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Speaker, thank you very much, the Honorable Damata. Aponsem Senior High School is located at Adjuretia in the Fija Kwabre South District. The establishment of the school was an initiative of the Fija Kwabre District Assembly with the help of a philanthropist. The school, which started with a population of 100 students comprising 65 boys and 35 girls, is currently not in operation. The Assembly is working on its absorption by the Ministry of Education and has written to the Ministry through the Ghana TVET service. The process for absorption is ongoing. Upon full absorption of the school, the Ministry will take the necessary steps to provide additional infrastructure to accommodate the growing student population in the Fija Kwabre South District. Let me assure the Honourable Member that the school will be absorbed into the Ghana Education Service system. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from the Minister, the absorption is ongoing. So I would like to know from the Minister how soon will the absorption take effect? We all know very soon basic education examination certificate exams will start. And upon successful students to be posted to the various schools to access secondary education. So I would like to know from the Minister,
Minister, how soon? Timeline.
if by then Amponse Senior High School will be in operation?
Speaker, normally when the ministry receives such requests, we subject it to the regulator to make an assessment. When the minimum requirements are satisfied, we'll grant policy approval to it. Let me assure the honorable member that there is a shift in government policy and emphasis now is on basic education and foundational learning. The trust is that if the child gets it right at 6 years, you can predict the 80 years of that child. So we are beginning to invest more to improve learning outcomes at the basic level and be assured that within the next 3 to 6 months, the absorption process will be completed. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any further supplementary question? Thank you. We then move to question number 140. Standing in the name of Honorable Bid Awantazuma Asidi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Education the measures the Ministry of Education has put in place for the completion of the Zambo Girls Senior High School in the Laura constituency. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, if I may indulge you just to complete my answer to the Honorable Member for Efija Kwabri South. Part of her request is for a TVET, Technical Vocational Education Training Center at Himan Bohu or Boaho. You want to pronounce it well for me? A TVET at
Honorable Minister, that is a question I overlook. I intend coming back to it.
Ah, okay.
But if you want to take it now, then I give the floor to Honorable B. Zedin.
That's why I indulge you.
So then let me give the floor to the Honorable Member to ask the question number 83. Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Education what plans the plans of the ministry is to establish additional second cycle institution in Efija Kwabri South to cater for the increased population, since the only second cycle institution are Edumai Senior High School and a TVET at Himan Bohu.
So, Honorable Minister, you can then provide an answer to that question before we come to
thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Bizidi, we shall soon come to you.
For your diligence. The ministry recognizes the growing demand for access to secondary education. Currently, the only existing second cycle institution in the Efija Kwabri South District are Aduman Senior High School and Himan Bohu Technical Institute, located at Himan Bohu. The need for additional educational facilities has become priority given the rapid population growth. Mr. Speaker, in respect of TVET, Technical Vocational Education, I'm working with Cabinet to get approval to establish a Technical Vocational Education Fund to spur investment in education infrastructure for technical and vocational education. Efija Kwabri South will benefit from it. In fact, this year, Mr. Speaker, in the allocation of the GET Fund formula, we provided for some dedicated financing for technical and vocational education, because it is our belief at the Ministry of Education that if Ghana needs to address the employability question and challenge of youth employment, then we have to emphasize technical and vocational education. Therefore, we would give it a priority and see what we can do for you. Additional school infrastructure will be provided for you per your request, but subject to budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. If you have a supplementary question, please, you have the floor. Thank you. We now come to...
Thank you, Minister, for this assurance. So I'll be coming to your
Honourable
office.
Osai, this is a constituency specific.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, with your leave, I just would want to pursue one supplementary question. The minister in his answer has made an important disclosure. A disclosure to the effect that there is going to be a TVET fund. A TVET fund, which is outside of the GET fund, from what he just told us. He mentions this and saying that it's going to go to cabinet and all. May I know from the minister whether this TVET fund, which his government is looking forward to introducing, would require a levy to be imposed on the ordinary Ghanaian? Because now we've just seen this afternoon the e-levy, the energy recovery levy, simply called
Honorable Minority Leader, when we get there, we'll cross the bridge.
Yes,
Question is allowed.
Oh,
Honorable Bidzidin, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, with respect. Mr. Speaker, with respect. The supplementary must come out of the main answer.
Your question is whether or not a tax will be introduced when they are establishing the TVET fund.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I'm telling you that when we get there, they will come here where they will get the money from will be indicated in the house. So it doesn't flow relate to the question. I'm looking at standing on the 89.
Mr. Speaker, not budgety. Mr. Speaker, respectfully. In other words, the minister should be patient with me. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister of Education is right here. He has mentioned TVET fund. I just want to know. He was shaking his head saying that it was not going to impose any tax burden on the ordinary Ghanaian. Can he say that for the records?
Honorable Minority Leader, your question is overruled. The minister indicated it will go to cabinet. So before cabinet, why would you want him to place answer on record? So when such decision is taken, the answer will come. They will come before us. So Honorable Bidzidin, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, once more. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister of Education the measures the Ministry of Education has put in place for the completion of the Zambo Girls Senior High School in the Laura constituency. Thank you.
Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank the honorable member. The Zambo Girls Senior High School, located in the Laura municipality of the Upper West region, is still under construction and not yet in operation. The establishment of the school was an initiative of the Member of Parliament. I should commend him for that. The school has two structures at various stages of completion: one-story block roofed and a 6-unit block at roofing level. The construction of the above projects is not under the supervision of the ministry. However, the ministry will engage with the Ghana Education Trust Fund and the Ghana Education Service to ensure that the necessary steps are taken to provide appropriate infrastructure for the absorption of the school into the Ghana education system. May I also use this opportunity to assure the honorable member that we've just launched a new initiative of providing ICT centers for girls' schools in the country. Zambo Girls will benefit from the initiative in our next budget provision. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Awanta Azuma Asidi. Any follow-up?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The minister has taken the wind out of my sail, but I will still proceed to get some clarification. We are comforted by the fact that the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service, is prepared to absorb the Zambo Girls Senior High School and then provide the necessary infrastructure. But it is still important to find out what was the source of funding for this school so that we can pursue the people who initiated this school to see whether it is still possible. After all, out of resources, if we can get more resources, so much the better. And if we don't know the source of funding, it is very difficult for us to pursue it. So I was wondering whether the minister happens to know the funding stores, and for that matter, the contractor as well. Thank you.
This should have been a substantive question for the minister. Honorable Azidi, this should have been a substantive question for the minister. Your question was on measures that the ministry is taking to complete the project. Do you agree with me?
We will do an assessment of it. I'm happy to engage my colleague on it. But Mr. Speaker, it's not unusual, like he initiated in respect of the Zombo girls. The initiative is a member of parliament. And as member of parliament, we do know that many of you are responding to the needs to expand access to education in their constituencies. Mr. Speaker, it's not unusual for individual philanthropists to want to invest in education. I came across someone in my recent travel who has built a school somewhere in the Ashanti region. And he indicated that it has a population of over 400 students and is happy if government could absorb the school. I requested the Director General of the GS to visit the school last week and will take appropriate decisions to assist them. At least what government should be doing. There is an individual who says, I'll help government in providing access to education. But to a specific question, we'll do an assessment and let him know how the initiative started, who is behind it, who is funding it, and the contractor outside. I thank you.
Any further supplementary question?
Sorry. I have another question.
So I should move to your...
Not immediately, so I can go to that one.
Very well. Question numbered 141. Standing in the name of Bida 1000 Zidi. Honorable Member for Laura.
I rise to ask the Minister for Education the measures the ministry has put in place for the completion of the Bold Dumini E-block in the Laura constituency. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Measures Tifat Company Limited was awarded a contract in 2015 to construct E-block at Bo John Winnie in the Laura Municipal Assembly under the government's Community E-block Phase 2 project. Work is currently stalled at 15%. The ministry is currently working with GEFAN to prioritize the stalled E-block. And as I've indicated, Mr. Speaker, I've sent a list of 22 uncompleted GEFAN projects to the administrator to prioritize for this year, and the rest will factor them into next year. The GEFAN currently is dealing with some accumulated arrears, which it is trying to settle so that those who are unpaid would get some money. The ministry remains committed to addressing the challenge and will continue to ensure the completion of the E-block in Bold and Winnie in the Laura constituency. The Honorable President be assured that 15%, we have to come and do an assessment of the structural integrity of the project. And then, as I said, if you awarded a contract to a contractor in 2015, 10 years on, 2025, you don't expect him to execute the same project at the same cost. They naturally and necessarily will be cost variation. We have to do an assessment and re-award the contract. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Any follow-up?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I will not have any supplementary question because I trust that the Minister for Education will do as he has said. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We then move to urgent question number 7A. is not available. We then move to question number 36. Standing in the name of Honorable Vincent Eko Asafwa, Old Tafo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection what the ministry intends to do to ensure the continuity of the Kaya Empowerment Program. Thank you.
Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in response to the query raised by the Honourable Member, I wish to provide the following detailed information. The Kaya Empowerment Program, a commendable initiative aimed at uplifting a significant segment of our youth, was initially conceptualized and implemented under the auspices of the Office of the Vice President during the previous administration. This initiative was implemented in close collaboration with several key institutions, including the Ghana Enterprise Agency, the Youth Employment Agency, and the National Entrepreneurial and Innovation Program. These institutions, Mr. Speaker, played a pivotal role in the planning and effective implementation of the program, which has been instrumental in empowering our youth engaged in career sector.
So please,
Mr. Speaker,
let's stick to the rules.
while the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection was not directly involved in the initial stages of the program's planning and implementation, I wish to unequivocally state our full commitment to supporting this vital initiative. We recognize the critical and urgent need to economically engage our dynamic youth who are involved in the career sector. Therefore, the ministry stands ready to render services in support of the program's continuous.
This is the man who is talking about people not fulfilling their promises.
Mr. Speaker,
you promised to sleep on
ensure that these young individuals are consistently provided with enduring opportunities for economic empowerment and personal development, thereby not only enhancing their quality of life, but also significantly contributing to our broader national development agenda. The ministry, for its part, launched a 5-year strategic plan for street-connected children and young persons. On May 29, 2025, the ministry convened a stakeholders meeting in Accra to present its 5-year strategic plan 2024-2028, designed to safeguard the rights and welfare of street-connected children and young persons. The meeting aimed to gather feedback, strengthen partnership, and align efforts for the effective implementation of this critical plan. It is our hope that all partners will take up their roles in the plan, especially the metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Any supplementary question? Please, the rule is that a member who asks a question will have 3 supplementary questions, and thereafter, any other member can have the floor. So, please, very well, very well. Honourable Asafo, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I earlier mentioned, this is an initiative that is not directly under the ministry. And so to come on board to take leadership role will require us looking at the specific roles all the stakeholders I have mentioned are playing, and then what we can do to enhance it. As I stand here, that has not been done. And so it will be misleading to say that I am going to take 1, 2, 3 steps to take over the project. We are not directly the implementers of the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enhance it. As
Any
I
further
stand here,
supplementary question?
So I get the impression that you are going to now collaborate with the 3 agencies, that is the YEA.
Supplementary question.
The answer that he gave wasn't clear, so it is proper that I get.
If you don't have a supplementary question, honourable member, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, no, this is not. I'm just saying that the answer he gave is not clear. So I just want to put it proper for her. Is it the case that she is going to collaborate with YEA and GEA to be able
Very
to
well.
ensure
Are
that-
you going to collaborate?
yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable.
Mr. Speaker, Honourable Minister, I wanted to find out from you if your plan, your initiative, has considered generating employment for the many women who lost their jobs through the President's directive. The many women, generating employment for the many women who lost their jobs as a result of the President's directive to terminate employment, whose employment were terminated.
Honourable member, your question is overruled. Honourable member, look at Standing Order 89.
Mr. Speaker.
Look at the standing orders.
Mr. Speaker, very respectful.
Look at Standing Order 89. No, just read it for the House.
Mr. Speaker, I've taken a cue. So if I may rephrase the question. Mr. Speaker, I can rephrase it.
Honourable member, before you rephrase the question, I don't want to overrule you. Let me read Standing Order 89. Standing Order 89 said, as soon as a question is answered, any member, beginning with the member who asked the question, may, without notice, ask supplementary question for further clarification or any matter or fact on the answer. But a supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question.
I'm guided. Mr.
So
Speaker,
having been guided, proceed to ask the supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, it's a KIA matter. Mr. Speaker, it's a KIA matter. That said, it is not out of place that you provide employment for persons who lost their job as a result of the President's directive.
Honourable member, resume your seat. Any further supplementary question? This question is specifically directed to KIA. So we need to operate within the rules. If you have a question, come and ask the question, and the appropriate minister will come and provide an answer. Has the President terminated any KIA?
Mr. Speaker, please. These can be alternative livelihood empowerment programs.
Please.
It can be alternative.
Does the rule allow you to do whatever you are doing? This is a house guided by rules, and I have quoted the rules to you.
Mr. Speaker, you asked me a question.
Honourable members, in the absence of any supplementary question, Honourable Minister, thank you very much for attending upon the House and providing answers to questions. Yes, Honourable.
Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable Sosu is in the chamber. You know, we skipped his question because...
very well, because at the time I called the question, he was not in the chamber. Yes, Honourable Sosu, question number 7A.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection the measures being taken to guarantee the rights of elderly women accused of witchcraft, a phenomenon which often leads to death or worsened mental conditions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection remains unwavering in its commitment to addressing the issues of witchcraft accusation in this country. We recognize the profound suffering and injustice inflicted upon elderly women, which often leads to tragic consequences or severe mental health deterioration. It is for this reason that we congratulate the Honorable Member for his dedication towards the protection of women and men accused of witchcraft. In this regard, the Ministry is currently providing vital support to 813 women and men accused of witchcraft through a bi-monthly cash grant under the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program. This intervention, though modest, aims to provide immediate relief and support to those who have been unjustly ostracized or deprived. Furthermore, we continue to actively sensitize the public, particularly in communities where these accusations are endemic, to protect older persons from all forms of abuse and exploitation. Education and awareness are crucial tools for dismantling these harmful superstitions and promoting respect for our elders. Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to inform this August House that in 2022, the Ministry submitted a position paper in strong support of the then private members' bill. This bill sought to amend the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29 with the express purpose of prohibiting the practice of witch doctors or witch finders, proscribing the declaration, accusation, naming, or labeling of any person as a witch, and prohibiting the employment or the solicitation of anyone to accuse, name, label, indicate, or declare another person as a witch. The Ministry's support for this bill underscores our resolute commitment to protecting the rights of persons accused of witchcraft and holding perpetrators accountable. Building on this, the Ministry advocating for the amendment of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29 to explicitly criminalize these abhorrent acts. It is our fervent hope, Mr. Speaker, that this proposed amendment will receive the necessary bipartisan support from this August House when introduced, thereby providing a robust legal framework to safeguard the rights and dignity of all citizens, particularly our elderly women. Mr. Speaker, we take this opportunity to make passionate appeal to all Ghanaians to desist from accusing persons suspected to be witches. We urge our citizens to have faith and take full advantage of our established legal system to seek redress for any grievances. Furthermore, we call upon our esteemed traditional leaders in affected areas to actively protect the rights of individuals accused of witchcraft, leveraging their influences to foster peace, understanding, and justice within their communities. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Yes, any supplementary?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the Minister for the comprehensive answer given and want to commend her for her effort to ensure that the bill on criminalization of witchcraft accusation is reintroduced. And I can only wish her best, the very best in that. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. No further supplementary question.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Dr. Samuel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I would like to ask the minister, what is the ministry doing to reintegrate those that have already been accused of such issues into the society, and what roles are they giving to traditional leaders who are within the small towns to make sure that such things do not happen? And 3, what is the ministry doing as far as campaign is concerned to bring this to the attention of the country and most of the people within the small towns?
Yeah, for the reoccurrence, I believe that when the law is passed prohibiting it, it will not occur. So for the integration and the other aspect, Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I earlier indicated, there's a lot of education and sensitization going on. Aside that, we've also been, we've put or placed 813 of these accused persons on the LEAP program, and we are looking at how to integrate them back into society. There are other interventions that we are undertaking with other stakeholders, most of which you might not be able to give the details, but the assurance I'm giving this guest house is that we are working assiduously with all other stakeholders to ensure that there's sensitization and adequate provision made. The punitive measures that will come with the law, I'm sure, will put an end to it. With regards to the traditional leaders, like I said, we are in contact with them and then encouraging them to look at the traditional practices that give rise to this witchcraft labeling. And I believe that we are making some strides, and we believe that with all our efforts, our collective efforts, we'll be able to speed up all the interventions to achieve the targeted results. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any further supplementary? Honorable Minister, we thank you for attending upon the House and providing answers to questions. You are hereby discharged. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we will take just one statement and then take a short break so that we wait for the report of the committee.
Do we take one or just one?
Is there a statement on this? Your statement? Okay, so his statement and Honorable Zanetto's statement.
Very well. So if I want to go by his principle, it should be ladies first. So on this note, we shouldn't do ladies first. Very, very well. We admitted a statement by the Minority Leader Osahin Alexander Afenyomakin on the undeclared parliamentary results in Ablekuma North constituency. Please, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this.
You like dispatch box, though?
Don't worry. This is all we have here. Mr. Speaker, I rise to draw attention to the troubling delay in the declaration of the Ablekuma North parliamentary results. It has now been nearly 6 months since the 2024 general elections, and yet the people of Ablekuma North remain without a member of parliament. This impasse suggests a worrying collusion between state institutions and represents a disturbing failure of duty. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's democratic journey has been defined by hard-earned milestones. The adoption of the 1992 Constitution ushered in the Fourth Republic, enshrining the principles of constitutional governance, the rule of law, and the protection of fundamental human rights of all citizens. Over the last 3 decades, Ghana has conducted 8 successive general elections, leading to peaceful transfers of power and reinforcing our commitment to these democratic principles. The European Union Expert Mission, in its final report, affirmed that 2024 elections were generally well conducted and met most of Ghana's regional and international obligations for democratic processes. It is against this backdrop of democratic consistency, affirmed by both domestic and international observers, that the failure to declare the parliamentary results of Ablekuma North is alarming. Mr. Speaker, it is a constitutional scandal that nearly 6 months after the December 2024 elections, the people of Ablekuma North are still without a declared member of parliament, an inexcusable denial of their rights to representation under the 1992 Constitution. There is no known precedent under the Fourth Republic of a parliamentary election result being left undeclared for such an extended period after voting, after citizens have cast their vote to elect a member of parliament. This delay is a serious and dangerous departure from Ghana's democratic traditions and constitutes a blot on our democratic records. This situation is not due to any legal ambiguity or logistical incapacity. It is, quite simply, because the election task force, led by the IGP, has failed or refused to do its duty of securing the entire electoral process. This impasse raises serious constitutional concerns as Parliament continues its legislative work without the full complement of elected representatives, effectively silencing the voice of the people of Ablekuma North in the deliberation of the 9th Parliament. This will not be tolerated in any serious democracy. Mr. Speaker, colleagues, under Ghana's electoral framework, the Election Security Task Force, chaired by the Inspector General of Police, is responsible for the security during the entire process of election, including the collation of results.